Zinzi Mandela, the youngest daughter of the late former President Nelson Mandela and struggle icon Winnie Madikizela Mandela, has died. The cause of death is not yet known, and the Mandela family is expected to release a statement this morning. Our reporter Sipha Kema joins us live now from Orlando West in Soweto, outside Zinzi Mandela's home. Sipha, a very good morning to you. Really just learning of the sad news of Zinzi Mandela's passing. As you stand right on her street, what are you observing in terms of the condolences that continue to stream in?
Well, Paul, as of early in the morning when we first spoke to Ayanda, the AM report team, there hasn't been much activity except that now the security guards have come outside and are now actually stationed just outside of the house, of course, knowing that now is the time where people will be coming in to pay their tributes, as well as media coming in as well, of course, to camp outside the home. But they are sitting outside waiting, and of course we can't yet talk to them about anything as of yet. But I mean, we just want to talk a bit about Zinzi Mandela here, and of course what she stood for, what she was known for, and looking at the tributes coming in, especially on social media, where people say that we have lost quite an icon, an activist, someone who was quite vocal during the apartheid era. As young as she was born in the struggle, and of course she lived to liberate her people from the struggle. And we know that from a young age, she took center stage, of course, also coming from parents like former President Nelson Mandela and Mama Winnie Mandela. Of course, she took that responsibility during her father's years in incarceration, where we all remember that letter she read on the 10th of February 1985 at Jabulani Stadium at the age of 24, leading, of course, a revolution for the young people. That is Mpho. That's who she was. That's what she represented. But also, Mpho, we know that even now, during her tenure as ambassador in Denmark, she was also still vocal on social media about injustice, about not just social injustice, but racial injustice as well, and racism. That is something that she lived for and she fought against.
She also fought very strongly against xenophobia, of course coming out strongly on social media against Naledi Chirwa, all those controversies that came out of that moment, and the EFF also standing up to also support her views, also noting that very good relationship with the EFF.
Well, that is a true point. We know that the EFF themselves, Julius Malema, the CIC of the EFF, had a very good relationship, of course, with the late Mama Winnie Mandela, her mother. That is close relationship up until we lost Mama Winnie Mandela 2 years ago, as you remember. And of course, that means that as well that they loved what the family stood for, what Mama Winnie's family stood for, and them fighting for justice. And as you mentioned, Mpho, of course, at that time, the controversial social media post, of course, that trended, and her defending Naledi Chirwa from the EFF regarding the post and fighting against xenophobia and trying to say that Africans ought to unite as one. That is one of the topics that she stood hard for, Mpho, making sure that Africans actually stood together as one, and of course uniting against oppression and social injustice in this country, not only South Africa, but in the continent, Mpho.